Welcome to day 8 of Let's Get Exam Ready. Today we are looking at some key do's and don'ts for short answer question responses. If you remember, there are 3 key things to think about when it comes to your SAQ responses. The first is to focus on the question. Make sure your response is fully focused on what the question wants you to do. Your response is fully accurate in terms of the knowledge you're including and your summaries of the studies. And you are clearly explaining how the chosen studies link to the question. So, top tips. First of all, always include research. Even if the question doesn't state it, you must include at least one study. Sometimes the question will explicitly say one study only, and if it doesn't, you can include more, but you do have a short amount of time to write SAQ, so you really don't want to be including more than one study. One study would be enough for your short answer question responses. You can recycle studies, so you can use the same study that you used in question 1, for example, in paper 1, as you do maybe in question 2, if it's relevant. And you can use the same studies from your short answer question responses in your essay response questions as well. So if relevant, use the same study in multiple answers if you feel it's relevant to the question. Top tip number 3 is make sure that you focus on the question. Short answer questions are normally 2 different types. Type A is one that wants you to focus on the topic. For example, here the topic of neurotransmitter is the focus of this question. Whereas for type B questions, they ask you to focus on the study. So read the question carefully and think about, is it asking me to focus on the study or is it asking me to focus on the topic? We'll include research in both of these types of responses. But whether it's a type A or type B question will determine how much detail we actually need to give about the study. For a type B question like this, we need to go into a real detailed description about the study. For a type A question, our focus needs to be on the topic. We will include research, but we don't need to give a fully detailed description of the study. We looked at how to structure our responses to both of these types of questions in day 4. So go back and watch day 4 if you want some advice on how to structure responses to type A and type B questions. And top tip number 4 is to make sure you've included that explicit link at the end of your response. Imagine next time you're writing a short answer question response that you're writing it to an alien, not an examiner, not someone who knows psychology. Imagine this alien who doesn't understand psychology, doesn't know about research studies, and just doesn't understand why you put that study into your response. You have to explain to the alien why you put that study in. How does it link to the topic? How does it link to the knowledge that you've put into the response? And even though it may be very obvious to you and to I and the examiner, you still need to end your short answer question responses with an explicit link to explain how the results link to the question. And final top tip, make sure no matter how tempted you are, do not ever include any evaluation. It takes the focus away from answering the question, so it's not going to gain you any credit, and in fact it can hinder your ability to score in the top mark band bracket. As always, feel free to reach out if you have any questions about today's video, or if you're looking for more advice about how to write top scoring SAQ responses.